If you have any questions before I start, let me know. Else, let's go and finish today's session so that we have some things I want to show to you and some demonstrations so we can win a bit of time. Okay? Then, after we have been passing through 3 days, we have seen a lot of things, a lot of information related to Copilot. And as sales members, you should now have the knowledge related to the usage of sales of Copilot, how to go and approach the client regarding this service. And also, we have seen many things related to its characteristics, its infrastructure, and a lot of things that ensure the availability of this service, the prerequisites, in which tenant it could be used, or in which different SKUs it can be used. We also have seen a lot of things related of how to do the different levels that was yesterday of this approach, how to just start discussing this with clients, and after that, how to prepare the environment. The first thing, after the client is uh, convinced on using this service, there are some preparations for the environment, like making sure that everything related to security is well maintained and the plan is toughly protecting the environment. And this is not the role of the sales, but the role of the sales is to explain that there will be a team of technical personnel who are going to guide the client, performing or making sure that the environment is secure and nothing will be leaked out of the information out of the organization's limits or borders. And after that, the steps of installation, and this is also related to technical team. Uh, Another role or another part of the persons related to sales or pre-sales come after the installation and the trial of the product for a period of time, which we call the adoption. We should make sure that the client is using the product in order to just go with the extensions if we want to sell the user or the client some extensions or some additional licenses about the Copilot. We can do that only if we are sure that the client is satisfied with the product and is using it very well. Now we'll get back to the presentation and we'll go with some frequently asked questions. And these questions are prepared by Microsoft Sales that they have faced, and they want you as sales members to prepare yourself to answer these questions that are coming from millions of users or clients that Microsoft sold them this product. So these are some main frequently asked questions or technical questions. Let's start with that. How accurate is Copilot for Microsoft 365? This is something very important because accuracy is a main factor within getting answers, because whenever we are using the Copilot or the ChatGPT or whatever solutions coming from AI solutions or from AI organization, we should make sure that we are as accurate as we can. And let's be very clear. As you can see, the first line states that responses that generative AI produces aren't guaranteed to be 100% factual. It doesn't mean that they are not factual, but they are not 100% factual. So it's your role, after getting these answers or getting whatever generations that you have, like letters, messages, reports, images, whatever you generate or you get from these services from Copilot, mainly I'm talking, you should make sure that it aligns with the target that you are uh, looking for. So it is, here comes the role of your role, where you make sure that this generation or these results or answers coming from there should be monitored by the user. So this is the answer to how accurate is Copilot. Copilot is highly accurate, but it is not 100% factual or accurate. So there is a place where a human intervention comes when checking or making sure that the answers or what I have got from this technology or from this chat service is 100% or almost 100% accurate. And this is very important whenever we're talking about scientific reports or some things are, or maybe for developers, because developers now rely mainly or in a high degree on codes written by the Copilot, because Copilot has the ability to write code. So the developer, for example, I'm just giving an example of one way of usage. The developer should, after he or she gets these generated codes from the Copilot, they should make sure that these align with what they are writing the code for, and they are accurate, because writing or developing an application or writing a piece of code should be 100% correct, or will be facing problems on whenever we are compiling or running these codes. So this is the first question, and this is the answer when we are going to discuss it with the client. Another important question, I will ask you that please someone answer me about this question. What's the difference between ChatGPT and Copilot? Do you have any answers or any hints related to that? Any of you guys have anything related to that based on your experience using the Bing chat and the ChatGPT? Do you have anything related to this question, or do you have any answer?
Hi, Khaled. I can answer
Hello,
this
Solange,
question.
please.
Thank you. So there are plenty of like differences between ChatGPT and Copilot. I know most of us are still using ChatGPT. Now, Copilot is built on the same technology that is provided by ChatGPT, but from the beginning, Copilot was giving us a free charge that we need to pay for ChatGPT, which was including, for example, cropping an image and uploading to Copilot, and Copilot can read, can analyze, and so on. So this is the first aspect of differences, which I guess it is the OpenAI 3.0, I guess the version. Now ChatGPT open it for public, but with limited access. They are counting the times we are using it. So this is the first difference. The second difference is that Copilot, they add an aspect of ethics of AI. So for this reason, you might find that ChatGPT is more beneficial because it can answer any question for you. Whereas Copilot, sometimes it's checking your questions, whether it is really related to some ethical aspect. And sometimes you will find the answer that, sorry, we cannot reply to your question. This is not ethical, and so on. So this is why it's a little bit limited, but this is very helpful in education, because whenever we are saying ChatGPT, teachers are freaking out. So Copilot is working on this aspect, which is the ethics of AI. And finally, the benefit of Copilot is that it has access to your own document. Now, this is not the free version, it's the paid version, where, as you mentioned previously, it can collect information from your Word, Outlook, Teams, and so on. So these are the things on top of my mind. Thank you.
Okay, well, allow me to say that I love the knowledge you gave us, and almost everything Solange said is 100% true. And I would add one additional thing is that the free version that is given by the ChatGPT is limited into a certain period of time. It is not extended beyond September 2021. So the knowledge of the ChatGPT is limited to the free version of ChatGPT, which is now the 3.5. It is limited until that period of time. Of course, there are some methods to go around this limit, but mainly the what we call it, the official version of the ChatGPT is trained until 2021. Everything additional on that would be added like a plugin or a way coming back or around the what we have seen. Also, the important thing that Solange added was the thing related to the AI principles, we call it, or she defined it as ethics. There are some AI targets that Copilot by Microsoft, that the one that is was fostered by Microsoft, that followed these much better in order to deliver or more ethical answers related. So you can't answer, or sorry, you can't ask Copilot and ask it, how can I hack a Facebook account or a social media account, or how can I, let's say, do anything related to adultery or pornography. All of these makes Copilot more secure and more, let's say, any age friendly. In addition to that, it is always updated, and it can connect to it is already connected to the internet, and the LLM used is much larger than the LLM used within the Chat GPT. The free version, when I'm talking about Chat GPT, I'm talking about the free version. The free version of Chat GPT is 3.5, while the free version of Copilot is 4. So it is more advanced than that. And the major thing that also uh, Solange uh, bought or get into the light, which is the ability of the paid version of Copilot to connect to our MS Graph or the Microsoft Graph, which includes our all information or every object that any of the users has, like the emails, presentation, Excel files, Word files, Dynamics, Dynamics files, and connections, because we have a lot of extensions that we add. And then we can use the Chat GPT or the method of chatting with the Copilot within our own environment and get answers and do a lot of things. And we can ask it to generate responses to emails. We can ask it to generate PowerPoint presentations. So, in simple words, Copilot is more powerful than ChatGPT and the free versions. And regarding the paid versions, let me just be fair. Copilot and ChatGPT, both of them have a paid version, and they can do the same, because the models will be more advanced in the paid version of the ChatGPT. But uh, the main idea behind all of that is Microsoft is now taking control or taking partnership with the generative AI with the company and investing amounts of money related to improving this service. Until now, Microsoft has invested around 20 or $21 billion in this technology, and still to come more than that, and maybe doubling or tripling the amount. And this is due to uh, responses of the market and how far it will be. But I promise that AI is invading in a large way, and the need for powerful tools and more tools is more coming. So Microsoft is also investing this money by giving compute power. It's not only giving information or investing teams to add data to the models. No, they are investing in computing power. They are dedicating like billions of servers or thousands or millions of servers, I mean high performance servers or supercomputers, to be in the service of this uh, solution they are offering. So simply, as Microsoft trainer for myself and you, when you are going to be representing this product as Microsoft sales teams or partners, you should be aware that the Microsoft 365 is more powerful and has a lot of tools that we have explained related to taking or giving answers to from within the environment of the client. Now, I would say this is like the packaging of the Copilot 365. Whenever we start going with this package, we have here some pillars we should be talking about. The AI with Copilot for Microsoft. It is the business transformation as for sales. You should be moving with its what's called the transformation. Everything is transforming into digital and into AI. The step of transforming into digital is now behind us. Now we are targeting to transform into smart solutions and AI powered solutions, whether they are hardware or whether they are software. What I mean by that is that now we have hardware devices that are powered by AI technologies, and there are tons of them. The simplest one I can tell you about are the smart cars that are powered with the AI, and lots of things, millions of solutions. So we should be ones in that team that are going to help the clients and the transformation, or mainly in that transformation. To prepare for that, we should also prepare the readiness for the Copilot solution. As you can see, this is the where we can do some assessments, give some answers to the questions that the partners might do. The assessment is making sure that the environments are ready, and I will give you some assessment tools that are created by Microsoft to transform. This is a section of Microsoft that will help you and the client to assess everything related to the client, their licenses, their data, their protection and governance, everything that you are going to negotiate or discuss with the client should be assessed in order that you give the perfect solution to the size of the client or the organization you are dealing with. After that, you're going with the deployment. We have talked about how to deploy the software. We have also tools for the deployments. After we deploy, we have tools for deployment. In order to deploy it in a smooth way, there are some emails that will be sent. There are some notifications that will be delivered to the clients. And also we have some wizards that will help the client install or deploy and use this service. After we deploy it and it is ready, we go with the adoption, which the stage that we were talking about. Now the client has been the client environment was assessed, then it was ready for the installation. Everything related to prerequisites is done. It is deployed and it is being used until a period of time. We just give some space of time for the client to test the service. After that, we go back again and start negotiating with them or asking them for some reports in order to see if they are adopting the solution. If yes, it's good, then we can uh, propose other extensions like the extensions that are coming with Copilot, or maybe the API graph, which also extends the limits of the Copilot, that goes deeper into more applications or web services or whatever. And then we are good with the client. The client would be easily renewing or extending, adding more licenses or extending the availability or the abilities for the Copilot. So these are the steps to be followed and the ways we do these sales, pre-sales or after sales. Here is what I'm talking about. These are the Copilot optimization assessments. I would show that to you. Let me press on this link. In this assessment, you can see that the user will be uh, doing some assessment. After these assessments are ready, it will be giving some dashboards stating that how the tools will be affecting everything. As you can see, if we have anything that blocks the service, it would be stated here. Um, how many users do we have ready, or the percentage of the users that are ready in order to install the service, organization readiness, productivity tool readiness, and data security readiness. All these are to be performed before we start using or applying or deploying the service. So I would go with this assessment. I would show it to you, and I will give you the resource for that assessment. This is the place, as you can see here. I will deploy it on the chat before I forget. Then I will go through it. Okay, this is the these are the assessments. So if you are going to assess any client, you can go to this website. I already sent it to you. And here you would be using or picking what's called Copilot for Microsoft 365 optimization assessment. Then you will be requesting your assessment. Here it will ask you, are you a partner or are you a customer requesting assessment for your company? You can choose any of these, and the assessment will start asking some questions, and you would go with the pages one to another in order to get the information that are should be collected. And then after all of these, we will be having the results of your assessments. Can we have one document with small brief for each link that we was and will be shared throughout the sessions? Give me 1 second, please. I'm sorry, guys. So, of course, Solange, if I got you right, you will need a document that includes the links with a brief explanation about each. Am I
Yes,
right?
so Khaled, each link that you are sharing is extremely important. I was thinking why you can't put it for us in one document with a small brief about how we can benefit from each link, so we can have it as one repository for the Copilot. This is the
Okay, no
ask.
worries. I will prepare that
Thank
for
you.
you and send it. No problem. So, as you can see, this is the assessment I'm talking about. And then we'll get back to the presentation. As you can see, after filling all the information, you will be getting these results, and that will assess and will show you the results of how successful your installation would be. If you have anything blocking the installations or blocking anything, it will be defined here, and you will resolve that with your team, with your technical team, and go ahead with that. Addressing security governance and compliance questions. Of course, we have a lot of questions. Uh, I will send you also the resources related to these. As you can see here, tools designed to enhance your conversation. You will be signing in. This is if you have a Microsoft partnership, you would go there and you would get a lot of samples for questions and things that you can fill. But for my account, I don't have access to that, but I will also share it with you. I don't know if any of you can have access to that. I will send it to you also here. Okay, this is what I'm talking about, the transform, where you can get a lot of assessments related to security governance and compliance. Are you okay with the thing or with the title security governance and compliance, which means that are you able to describe to the client that everything within your environment is well protected? All you need to do is simply, as a sales personnel, you would say to the client in simple words, everything you have within your security environment or compliance rules or policies will be applied over Copilot. This is simple. When a client needs to discuss deeper, then you will have to set a meeting between the technical department and the client in order that the technical department will explain more and deeper about the questions or the things that the client needs. But Simply, all you have to say that is Copilot is 100% secure, even though it is being accessing your MSC graph, but within these, it follows all the rules of compliance and security the team or the security team or the administration team has set for the environment. So nothing will leak from one user to another. Here is what Microsoft Copilot does. It's unifying a complex, disconnected IT system or ecosystem into a single secure foundation before the deployment. This is what I'm talking about. So if we have different devices, if we have different operating systems, if we have security policies, measurements, we have management and collaboration, all of this is now under the control of the Copilot. It just unifies everything. Whatever you have set up within all these different parts would be there and would be available. Adding to that is that we have the collaboration that connects every employee and every device across the whole environment. So this is what you should be aware of and understanding 100%. Configure Go Copilot. This is the onboarding wizard that I was talking about. Whenever you are going to, of course, again, it's not your role to do that, but you should explain to the client. Sometimes the client would say, how am I going to manage the installation? Are there some wizards? Are there some explanatory videos, documents, whatever? Of course, you would tell the client that we have within Copilot, we have what is called the onboarding wizard that uses email notifications for the clients or for the persons who are getting the license. And whenever they receive the email, they have a link to press on and would be some next, and done. And the environment would be ready within the Copilot. You might sometime need to refresh your licenses or wait a bit until the service loads within your account or within your environment or within your groups. But at the end, you will be seeing the Copilot sign or the Copilot logo or icon within the different applications that your licenses gives you the availability or the ability to use. So we have this onboarding wizard, which will make things easier for the client. As you can see here, we have this is the wizard. This is the place where it's in the admin center where it will be assigned for the users and or the groups. And after that, we have a special area within admin center that I also don't have within my environment because I'm not an admin. Well, but the admins within the company would have an additional uh, icon or again tab that is special for Copilot. That's where the admins can control the installation or the deployment of licenses and also can monitor the usage and get reports about each client that is using the service. So your role, again, I'm just giving you what you should say or telling you what you should say. If the user or the client or the management asks you how easy to manage everything related to Copilot, you would simply say that within your Microsoft 365 environment, as an administrator, you will have the ability to deploy or make deployment easy and then monitor and manage everything related to Copilot installation, usage, and even extensions. Going optimization services, we can monitor usage to ensure retention. We can continue to identify and enable additional scenarios. Uh, Position complementary workloads, Microsoft PureView and Microsoft Viva, with the usage or the monitoring of the usage or the continuous enabling for additional services. This means that we are extending the connection or extending the power of Copilot by also adding more samples of persona experience that I showed to you. This is also another way other than these that will help you just empower or give more influence over the decision or the Uh, Even if the client has already purchased, it doesn't stop here. As I told you, we can also go further with the client and give the client additional information in order to add additional persons or additional departments from this environment they are using it. So maybe we have just discussed and approved and got the opportunity with, let's say, a university that they are purchasing the Copilot maybe just for, let's say, I'm just saying and giving an example. Let's say they are giving the Copilot for the teachers, so the teachers can prepare or generate or whatever uh, things that they need to use the Copilot for. You might approach the client after a period of time, making sure that the teachers are satisfied, and you might say, why don't you let's say the HR department go with this license and show them how the department would benefit from this. After a period of time, you would go then we are successful in two parts, the HR and with the teachers. Why not go with, let's say, sales, or let's go with financial department? So this is a way to build a block over another in order to make this building come like every part or everybody in this environment is working with Copilot and 100% satisfied. The pure view, which is the place or the environment or the portal, that is the place where you control the device's security and the person's security. You just need to know about that. And we have the Viva, which is I call it the Facebook of Microsoft, technical or Microsoft people who are using partners who are using this Viva. It is like a solution that where you can post, as I told you yesterday, and I showed you. Maybe posting a link, posting a document, a picture, a video, whatever, and you can add your clients to the environment that you create within Viva and start collaborating and interacting with your clients. Quick readiness and adoption plan. As we know, this is things that we have already spoken about. Let me just give you the link related to that. Sorry. Did I miss any link? No, I don't think so. Let me just make sure that all links, you receive all the links. This is the adoption of Microsoft. Of course, as you can see here, let me just paste it before. Okay. As you can see here, this is the Copilot for Microsoft. It's like the place where we talk about the Copilot in all its details. This is the technical approach. As you can see, we have the Copilot success kit, the launch day kit, the scenario library where you can get some real life scenarios and read about them, and maybe you get your everything ready before you go to the client, and maybe you'll find some tools that you would use in the stage of adoption. This is the official adoption Microsoft. As you can see, we have explored different things like learn how Copilot works. Let's just open that. Of course, you have the knowledge now, but these tools are very beneficial. You can go with some things that you have seen, maybe some of the Microsoft partners have seen and shared with us in order to make like an impact over the client. You would have some videos. This will enlarge your knowledge and gives you additional information, as you can see here. Here is where you can just watch some videos. Let me see one that is very short. Just here is the LLM model. What is the LLM model? And you would be seeing a video related to that, and it will be launching and explaining.
First, let's look at where large language models, or LLMs, get their knowledge. LLMs are trained on massive amounts of public data, including books, articles, and websites, to learn language, context, and meaning. You can interact with large language models using natural language with what's called a prompt. A prompt is typically a statement or question.
So as you have seen, I'm just demonstrating the website for you. You can find a lot of information there that will help you getting ready yourself or your clients. You can share that with your clients. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the readiness material. I sent you the link where you can prepare yourself or you can prepare your client. So I would go with uh, an advice is that you read as much as you can. If you have the license, test the Copilot, then head to the client. And I'm sure, and I always say that Copilot is one of the products that are self-selling products like Windows. It doesn't need an explanation. All you need is to just buy a new computer, and you will not be wondering a lot if I'm going to install Windows or Linux or maybe Mac OS. You are directly heading to Windows. This is a self-selling product. The Windows is the most selling product in the world. I'm sure that one day Copilot would be like Windows. It will be a must for anybody using the services of ChatGPT or uh, what we call it, the uh, artificial intelligence bots. And this is one of the most important in the market, which is the Copilot. Okay, am I clear, guys? Is everything good? I hope so. Okay. Then let's go with this is the user experience strategy. Identify the target user, personas. Who am I going to uh, convince to use the Copilot? Uh, just put your hands on the pain points where you see that maybe these or the personas and a department are facing problem like generating new reports. So explain to them how Copilot would help them. Maybe they are facing problems in getting recaps over meetings because they jump from one meeting to another, and maybe they don't have the ability to during the day to share on all the meetings. So we can tell them that Copilot solved this by recapping their meetings and giving you summaries about everything that was there, even within your emails. And this is where you use the power of putting your hands on the pain in order to sell the medicine. If you understand what I'm talking about, okay? Now I would show you something related to the technology I'm talking about.
Semantic index for Copilot.
Before we go with that, please let me just tell you that we are almost done with the explanation and the uh, presentations. I want to share with you, if you like to just recall or just have any information related to the Copilot, the course we are studying now is called MS-4004. So if you need to have additional resources about this course, all you would need to do is let's go and demonstrate that together. You would go with any explorer that you have, any browser that you have. Then what I said is the course code number. It is MS-4000 for MS Learn. Why am I going with MS Learn, or what is MS Learn? MS Learn is the place where you can study or do everything related to Microsoft. Okay? So here is the MS Learn. All you would need to do is go with typing this one and adding MS Learn beside that and press here, and you would be going to this course, and you will be seeing every single model we have spoken about and all the information that you want. So these are the resource, the first resource if you need to uh, revive the information that we have talked about, and also would go with one other important or interesting topic, which is MS-4004 labs, and we use GitHub. Okay, GitHub is a repository that includes different things. One of these things is a repository where Microsoft puts all their courses within with their labs. Of course, if you need to perform any of these labs are the official Microsoft labs that are being given to students within the courses that Microsoft delivers with their partners. But the only difference here is that sometimes you would need a license to perform the labs. But in the free courses and the free labs, you would not need anything. But here in our condition, if you get in a way or another, maybe later, get the license, you can go here into this one. I will send it to you again and start performing the labs. I would show you how to do that. Okay. Now we have the MS Learn, and now we have the resource to the labs. All you need to do is just press on this link, and you would be going to this GitHub repository that includes everything related to MS 4004. As you can see here, the repository is Microsoft Learning. If you press here, you can see that it includes everything related to the labs or to the courses that Microsoft offers. Some of them, or these labs, or these instructions or demonstrations, might need a license to perform. And our session today is an example of the paid licenses that you should have, but maybe sometimes you would not need a license or you would not need anything else. So you would choose the repository or the topic you are going to, or you want to perform its labs and go with that. Okay, again, this is the repository that we were talking about. This is the MS 4004, which is Empower Workforce Copilot use cases. We have, as you can see here, we have instructions and we have all the files needed to perform what you want with some briefing and explanation about everything there. What we're going to use is going to instructions. This is always the main road or the roadmap we're going to use. Here we have demos and here we have the labs. All the labs that are officially being used within Microsoft are here, and each of these labs is well explained. As you can see, empower Microsoft Copilot executives, sales, IT, marketing, finance, HR, operations, and we have the challenge at the end of this. So you can go ahead and start performing each one of these labs. As you can see here, this is the introduction that will introduce the lab. Here it's not introducing the Copilot, no, it is explaining to you what is the lab about as a leader of navigating the dynamic landscape of corporate worldwide, blah, blah, blah. It will ask you to start performing the labs. Here is what you need to do. Synthesis. We'll have summarizing a chat, creating a speech, and creating a slide presentation through following the steps within the lab. As you can see, every step would be explained, like logging onto Office, starting the Word, doing this, doing that. Every step you might need in order to perform the labs is here. All we need to add is to have a license for the Copilot, and we can run these labs smoothly and do everything related to them. Okay, so is everything clear related to the MS Learn and the GitHub?
Yes, Khalid. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ammar. Now I would go with something that is two presentations or two demonstrations explaining things that you should have a knowledge about, which are the things that you will be seeing in the videos. And after they are done, I would go with some explanation if you need that. So we'll be talking about the semantic index. What is the semantic index? Okay, let's see what is the semantic index and see if it will be understood by you. And I will start
creates a sophisticated map of your personal and company data, identifying relationships and making important connections. In fact, your brain works like a semantic index by encoding multiple words and pictures to create a larger conceptual map of information. For example, a semantic map of what the average person knows about elephants would include things like elephants have trunks, and elephants travel in herds, and elephants live in Africa. Today, people are mostly familiar with keyword search, which relies on exact words and phrases. So, when you search for March sales report, you get a list of documents that include exactly those 3 words. But a semantic index understands that sales reports are produced by Kelly on the finance team and published each month as an Excel file. And it encodes all of these concepts and relationships between concepts in vectors in the index. Semantic Index for Copilot analyzes your data. That's all your emails, documents, calendar, chats, and more in the Microsoft Graph, and uses a large language model, or LLM, to map all your content and the relationships between your content and you, searching through billions of vectors to find the most relevant results in milliseconds. It's what enables Microsoft 365 Copilot to deliver personalized, relevant, and actionable responses, and do so in a secure, compliant, privacy-preserving way. Semantic Index for Copilot enables every organization to be AI ready.
So, is it understood what is the semantic? Is it clear for every one of you? The semantic index? Okay, I will add something else, which is this chat plugins that I have been talking about, which are additions to the power of Copilot. These plugins can do a lot of things. We have ready-made plugins that we can install within our Microsoft Teams. And if we have our developers team, we can also create our own plugins. I will demonstrate that to you, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So the plugins gives you like data cards within the Microsoft 365 Teams, where you can just interact within the applications that you have within your environment, and that is added to the Microsoft Teams. It's not now just adding, or sorry, extracting information by Copilot. Now we have the extension that enables us to do things like maybe adding amounts to our stock. If we have an application that is managing our stock, maybe we have an application or installing an extension from like a website for travel like bookings.com, and they have their own extension, and we have added that extension to our chat or to our Copilot. Now from Teams, we can use this extension in order to ask in a friendly way, or the way we chat with the Copilot. Let's say I want to go to America and I need to see the best hotels beside the seaside, and let's say any of the uh, what we call it, الولايات. I am mixed up now. Any of these, and we need to have something like chatting with the ChatGPT. We can start this chat, then we can have the extensions that will be automatically appearing in front of us, asking us, do you want to reserve, or do you want to have uh, a booking for a travel or maybe a hotel? Let's see the demonstration so you can get what I'm talking about.
Microsoft 365 Chat supports external plugins, enabling users to connect to external tools without switching apps. Let's say you need to book a trip. You can do all of that with just your own words. You want to match the itinerary of a colleague. M365 Chat can pull those details directly from an email they sent you. You can then ask it to help you book the same itinerary. Here it uses the Citric Easy App plugin from Amadeus, which makes booking travel a breeze. It generates an itinerary for you, where you can select from other flights, or view the final details to confirm the specifics of the trip before purchasing. Simply click Book, and you're done. M365 Chat supports third-party plugins from any data source, so you can stay in your flow of work without needing to switch applications.
So I guess that you have a general idea about the plugins. We have also will be explained in depth with the development teams on how to create the plugins and how to connect them within our environment and how to create data cards in order to interact with the users. So now, let me just get back to you on the chat and let me ask you if you have any questions related to what we have explained. Uh, Anything before we just call the day off?
Nothing from my side, Khalid. Thank you.
Thank you, Ammar.
Thank you, Khalid, for this lovely presentation. If you can prepare something related to these plugins, maybe to see different options, it will be amazing because it can open doors for us for the sales motion.
I will
And
discuss that with you. No worries. I will discuss
amazing.
that with you.
And I would like to know whether CTS are ready to work with the clients on the plugins if we have the skills needed for this one.
It's not complicated. I guess we have the skills.
Okay.
Okay. So have a nice day and thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Khaled. يعطيك العافية.
شكرا.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You are welcome. Goodbye.